What did our worst argument teach you?
Don't hang up on you.
Exactly. What do you wish we did more of? And on that note, thank you guys for watching.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Mowry podcast. I'm Tavior Mowry.
I'm Zandy Mowry.
And this is the Mowry podcast. It's going to be a quick one today, but we got a little game, I guess you could say.
We have a game. Every week when we're prepping for an episode, we kind of, either one of us have like some sort of topic, whether it be about something that just happened in our lives or something that Tav wanted to say or whatever. And this week we both kind of looked at each other and we were like,
I don't know what to talk about.
I don't know what to say. So instead of just saying nothing, we wanted to keep it consistent. But I remember we had this game by a company there. They're called We're Not Really Strangers. Mm-hmm. And the point of the game is to deepen connection between anybody, like any two people. But this one specifically is for couples. So I was like, let's play the game on camera.
They got some crazy stuff in here. I don't know if we're going to dive into all of that.
We'll see. I think we should commit to, as long as it's not inappropriate.
All right, I'm with it.
We can commit to being as honest as we can.
Couples edition.
So there's 1, 2, and 3. Let's each do 2 of each.
Okay, cool.
So you can start.
And you answer it, and then I have my own, right? Like, we don't answer the same one.
And we'll say if this is cool for you guys, couples and non-couples, because there's non-couples edition, then y'all get it, and...
I'm going to leave the quotation part out. But
Okay.
It says, what's your favorite thing to see me wear? That's what it says in, or parentheses.
Nothing doesn't count.
Does that count?
Huh? They're saying I can't say nothing.
Oh, nothing doesn't count.
Yeah.
I thought it was saying, like, wearing nothing does count.
No, I think they're saying, what's it, like, I can't say nothing. Okay, what's the favorite thing to see you wear? I really like this tank top.
Thanks.
You were walking around the house today in it, and I was
Shouts
like...
out to Lexi.
It kind of gives... Yeah, Lexi styled them, or for some business stuff, but Lexi's my twin sister, for those who don't know.
That's
and she's
super
also
talented.
a stylist, yeah. You know how, like, early... I don't want to say the wrong year, but it was, like, a specific, like, early Army days where people would just be in, like, the tank tops. Let's say, have you ever seen the movie Red Tails?
Like olive drab colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of gives that. Like,
Okay,
like
cool.
military, but vintage.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I really like
it's not
that.
like digi camo.
No.
Yeah.
But it is like, I don't know, there's something like classic, I should say,
That's fire.
about it, where it looks kind of timeless.
Cool.
So that's good. I like when you wear...
You about to make me red as this box.
I love you in hats. I've always loved you in hats.
It's my first time on the podcast without my poised hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's my little something different.
Different, starting with an S.
A little something different. And they hear us on the mic super clear now. Watch out. Yeah, it sound good, huh?
So love you in hats. I like that tank top a lot.
Okay.
And then, I think this is in multiple colors, right?
This kind?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The tank top.
There's
I can't
another
remember.
one. It's like this interesting green color.
Okay. I'll just keep it at that.
That's solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh, what's my coffee order? Get specific.
Where are we at? Yeah, I need that. I'll be paying attention.
Bloom.
Oh, you need a ice Cuban.
Great.
Come on.
Okay, what if I'm at retrograde?
If it's not the shag bark,
Nice.
you do tend to lean. Like, if it's one of those things where I'm at a spot and you didn't say anything and I'm like, dang, I've never been here before, you've never been here before, I need to go with a vanilla latte.
Yeah.
Hot, though. Mm-hmm. Over cold. That's not to say you don't rock with cold, but you tend to lean towards...
Yeah.
You're probably like, I'd say 65 hot,
Yeah, if it's
35 cold.
if the weather permits, if it's not just crazy hot outside, I'll most likely get a hot drink.
Facts.
You're right about that.
I'm cold through and through.
That is true. It'll be like freezing outside.
I did have a hot cortado like the other day.
Oh, yeah. But that's rare.
And it's like...
We're probably... No, you're probably more 80 iced.
Yeah, I might even go like a smooth 90 iced. Blue Moon catch me with a warm beverage.
That's true.
So like a little acidic, and I get like a little heartburnish.
You also like sweat. Your nose starts to sweat
Yeah,
with caffeine.
the caffeine hits me.
You get heartburn with hot drinks?
Like I just feel it like more so the caffeine, the acidity, especially like acidic coffee.
Oh, okay. That's not heartburn. No, you gotta get another 2.
Oh, you mean a 1?
Yeah,
Level
2. I'm saying we're each doing 2 the first one.
What did my friend group reveal to you about me?
When do you want? What time?
Anything.
When we first got together, you didn't really have a friend group.
I know I was on my Lone Ranger. It's not to say I didn't have friends. I was just like.
But it wasn't like a consistent. Isaiah is probably a very consistent person that you hung out with.
Yeah.
You met Chris through me. I was gonna say Chris, but you didn't know him yet.
Facts. That's my guy. Shout out to Chris and Isaiah.
I would say your lack of friend group revealed that you didn't know yet, like, how community could be a necessary thing for you.
Right.
It was just like kind of like the homies. Like, you didn't have bad blood with anyone. It wasn't like you weren't friends with people, but at the same time you were like, I don't necessarily need people in my business and I'm good by myself.
Facts. And I think that was like, I just moved back to LA. And when I was in Oakland, or Richmond, should I say, I was by myself a lot, even then. And that's kind of when I got saved, you know what I mean? And like, kind of deciphering
What's beneficial and how to be around people, yeah.
how to love from afar. You know what I mean?
But also how to, like, know your own boundaries when it came to temptation and things you're trying to get out of the habits
for sure.
of.
Because if I was kicking it with the homies, they was doing things that I would no longer do.
Yeah.
But just the temptation was just too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the first round?
I did 2. Did you do 2?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you gotta get 2 of the. But this other or like, let me see.
Right here? Here.
Other one.
Oh my gosh. This one? That is the middle.
I know. There, yeah. You get it.
No, but your directions are very confusing.
Let me see. Don't mind this.
Yeah.
Cool.
So many like floss.
It wasn't bad, but I was just like, I can't. Yo, if someone lets you walk around with something in your teeth or something in your nose and doesn't say nothing, be aware of that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying, like, bro, if I got a booger in my nose and you just gonna let me walk around all day with a booger in my nose and you're not gonna tell me there's a booger in my nose, or like if my zipper's down, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, bro, like, show me some love, like, for real. I'll tell a random person, like, hey, the barn door is open, like, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but that doesn't mean...
I'm not saying it's like they're fake friends.
There's nothing about their character. That's all I'm saying. You said watch out for them is what you said.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't say something about their character, but I do believe it can say something about their character if somebody's like, I wouldn't want that to be... Like, it for me, this is my own opinion. I feel... How are we not focused on the game right now?
Fine, go ahead.
For me, what that says is, like, do unto others as you would like to have done unto you. And it's like, no one wants to walk around with something in their teeth, be like smiling, got a piece of spinach. And, like, who knows how long you went through that day or interaction at a restaurant, whatever. So for me to be like, hey, man, like discreetly, like, you got a little something, like, oh, thank you. I've never, ever in my life, when someone has told me something like that, been like, why'd you tell me that?
I think that's fine. I just think there's room for people who feel uncomfortable about situations like that.
Oh, like to say something?
Yeah, and like it makes them feel like...
Yeah, that's the
it just makes them feel uneasy. And so they're like, I want to, I just don't know how.
How to.
That doesn't mean that the do unto others doesn't work all... Like, the scripture... But I'm saying that situation is more nuanced than this is how I want to be treated.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. So maybe let me not be as broad strokey, but fine it out a little bit, a little fine line. Maybe it makes you uncomfortable to say something to someone, but I encourage you to do so.
Mm-hmm. Way better.
Thanks. See how I whittled that down with the help of Zandy?
Yeah, I was gonna say you whittled it down.
See how Zandy whittled that down?
Right. What assumption did you make about me that turned out to be right?
The coolest person I know.
You did not. You're trying to get points. That is not
I'm
true.
making the pie.
Yeah, that's not a real thing. Answer the actual question.
What was the question?
Exactly.
Why can't I put up numbers?
Because you're not actually answering the question. Is the
Okay.
thing.
All right.
What assumption did you make about me that turned out to be right?
What assumption did I make about you that turned out to be right? That you're compassionate and kind. That was like in our brief interactions with each other early on. It's like, oh, this person is like really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like red flaggish nice. It was like, man, I don't know if she's like really like that. But it's more so one of those things that the kindness was so genuine that I just assumed that this was really who you were. So I took it at face value, and it turned out
Which
to
that
be
is
true.
very rare for you.
I know. I was doing a lot of different things when we met. Grateful.
Yeah.
All right, level
Number
2.
2.
Wild card. Write a love song for your partner.
No, please.
1 minute perform for each other.
No.
Grab the guitar, babe.
No.
Dang.
No.
All my songs are about you, almost.
No, they're not.
That's why I said almost.
Oh.
See?
But like which
Sandy,
ones
we have
are?
to listen. We gotta
Oh
listen.
my gosh.
What feelings are hard for you to communicate to me? How can I make it easier? Hey, bro.
Okay,
Who made this, bro?
Yeah, it's like the next
Watch
one.
out,
That's,
like-
that's a 3. That's a level 3 question. Feels like
Level 2, I could have just did the song.
you wanted to in 1 minute write a love song and perform it for all the people.
Just you and
What
me,
feelings
baby.
are hard for you to communicate for me? How can I make it easier? What feelings are hard? I don't feel like I intrinsically have a hard time
You do not.
expressing my emotion. What makes expressing emotion hard is I don't know, sometimes your response to it. Because I don't know what you're going to hear. So I think how you can make it easier is listening,
Facts.
you know, which feels like a basic answer, but it really does. It's not simple,
That's a fact.
you know.
I think, well, it's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I agree. So maybe any time there's a fear of mine, if I'm feeling fear or if I'm feeling maybe lonely in something, those are probably harder to express because of the listening thing.
Because I end up taking it personal.
Right.
How could you be alone and I'm here with you? How could you feel fearful? I'm here. Like, but I'm not listening.
Right. So I think that's typically the last conversation we had about this. I don't remember the topic necessarily, but I remember it being like a 2-day thing to get back to like,
I'm not listening.
huh?
To get back to like, oh, I wasn't listening.
Right. Where it wasn't. Do you know what I'm talking about? At least the situation, not the topic.
It's a familiar thing.
It is. No shame, no shame, no shame.
I don't feel shame.
Okay.
It's part of the game.
Shame is part of the game?
No, I said I don't feel no shame.
Oh.
It's part of the game of growing.
Oh, yeah. So I think that if I had to say, expressing emotion that might trigger you feels hard, listening would make it easier.
Fact. I would do better.
And you are doing better.
Thanks, love. I appreciate that.
The hardest thing for me to reveal about myself to you was blank.
You need me?
Hmm?
You need me?
No, not you're answering.
The hardest thing for me to reveal about myself to you was I'm hurt.
Yeah. Why?
Because that vulnerability of being like, I'm hurt in some capacity could be perceived as weakness. And I don't want to be weak or seen as weak, even though everyone feels pain, everyone's hurt.
And that's such an interesting perspective for you because I never correlated the two together. So I didn't understand why it was so hard for you to admit.
I think just kind of the conditioning in which I grew up. Never let people see you sweat. Are you hurt or are you injured? If you hurt, you can still play. And if you're injured, you could probably still play. You know what I mean? And you actually are going to play. So, yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Was I right with my comment or not?
That you're hurt?
No, that you need me. If the question was asked your way.
The question's not asked my way, so it's not my question. But the hardest thing that I had to admit to you is that I need you.
Or is that like
I'm trying to think of
up there, around there? Or was that not a difficult thing? Maybe not the most difficult thing.
It's still tricky for me, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I didn't. What?
I was singing Neo Miss Independent. About to get the guitar.
Yeah, I'm hyper independent. I guess I didn't always understand that. I also wasn't, like my mom's hyper independent.
Facts.
And so
Superwoman.
I always have thought, and still think to a certain extent, that want was more appealing than need. Because it's like, no, I don't. If I was saying, I need to go to the store to grab oranges, and you're like, do you need me to go with you? I'm like, technically no, but I would want you to go with me. And that felt better to me than I'm going to the store to buy bricks, you know what I mean? And you're like, you can't lift that. You're going to need me. And I'm like, that's fine, you can come. So I think the need thing, it was hard to admit because I didn't understand why it was so necessary. I don't think, you know what I mean, and Lord reveal it if it was, I don't think it was an ego thing. Like I wasn't like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
You know, I think I just was like, I don't understand why that's such a big deal.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like necessarily an ego thing, but maybe it's a self-preservation thing. Because it's like, I'm going to be straight regardless. And like, yeah, you are. But at the same time, like, I can boldly say that I need you.
You've always said that. But we've always stood at kind of different sides of it.
That's a fact.
But at the same time, I feel that you were always, maybe not always, so correct me if I'm wrong, but
That's
you...
very broad strokes. We don't make blanket statements.
You looked forward to a spouse in a way that checked some boxes of like things you wouldn't have to feel. You wouldn't have to feel lonely anymore. You wouldn't have to, you know what I mean? It would be like your partner. And
that's not true.
Huh?
And that's not true.
Not in the God feels that stuff.
Right.
The other person doesn't.
Yeah.
But they do. It does come with it. But because I wasn't necessarily looking for that in a spouse, I was more like homie.
But like, I would say, and like we've spoken about this before on the podcast, I feel like when it came to a partner for you, you were more so looking for someone to fit within your system.
Totally.
Rather than be in a new system.
Totally. I agree. But so were you.
Not necessarily.
But I think so.
Nah, like, it was the understanding of I do have my own system, but I choose our system over my system.
I kind of disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you also had a version of what our system was, but it had
Exactly.
it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with what the future hour was.
Right. But I'm saying after navigating and identifying that our system in my head is not the
real,
literal our system, it was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean?
I agree. I'm just saying the both of our ideas
Yeah, I feel like
like walking into marriage, both of our ideas were not like.
Nothing is ever what you think it is.
No. Which
Or
is kind of
what
cool.
we think it would be. Yeah, especially it depends on how you look at it.
Right.
Which it could be incredible or
Right.
it could be like terrible.
Right.
I choose the incredible side.
Yeah.
Do I go level 2 again?
Yeah.
Is this a good card or not?
Mm-hmm.
It's a wild card. No, that's one of those where you gotta do activity. What have I helped you appreciate about yourself?
Gosh. What have you helped me appreciate?
I don't need help for that. Appreciate about myself. I know I be saying stuff.
I think I'm trying to just not say something random.
Or what's something that I've seen in you that you don't see in
Right.
yourself?
You probably are thinking of something that's very obvious, no? Oh, I think like intrinsic value. Like not having to perform in any way, whether that be literally like from a job perspective or just like put on in life to be valued by you or other people. So that's probably the biggest one.
Yeah, just like very come as you are. You don't have to be. Okay.
He can't. You see how much he struggles to take things seriously.
Nah, like, but that's for real how it's always been. I just been like
goofy and joking.
That's true, but also like there's nothing that you can do.
Which was a sore spot for me for a long time.
Facts.
Because you were a little dismissive with it at first.
Yeah.
Like he would be like, I don't care about what you do. And I'm like, what? Now, I had an unhealthy identity thing with that because what I did or who I was to people meant so much to me that I thought if what I did or who I was in meeting other people's needs went away, then I wouldn't matter. So that was the unhealthy extreme. So his comments with, I don't care about that, was more towards that probably perception. Right?
Yeah.
But I heard, I don't care about what you do. I would be like, we have this big show. He'd be like, awesome. How was your day? What in the world? It's just the worst.
Gotta keep it lit.
Oops. Okay, we're not gonna do this one.
Okay.
It's for us and only us. What did our worst argument teach you?
Don't hang up on you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I feel. Yeah. We don't really be arguing like that.
No. I would agree that was probably our worst argument. And it was like our first.
Yeah.
It was years ago now. Well, actually, Lollapalooza was probably.
Yeah. I don't feel like that was an argument, though.
Yes, it was. Because that one was the one where...
Oh!
Oh, wait, New York. Was that the same trip?
No, I'm thinking about Winona Lake.
Right.
When I was, yeah.
But that also, that you're right. That's the same. I think I'm misquoted. I think I'm talking about New York.
Yeah, New York was.
That's one where I
wild.
left.
Yeah, that was not cool. We can just go with "Don't Hang Up on You."
No. What did it teach you?
It taught me that I needed to understand my emotions in real time and learn how to like articulate them. And also,
It's something that he used to do that used to drive me up a wall.
what's that?
We would be in like a heated back and forth. Again, we don't like yell. Like we never have been the couple to like disrespect each other. But there definitely have been times where it's obviously like I don't agree with that. Tavior would laugh. Like in the middle of me being like, this is how I feel. I felt like you weren't listening to me. He would be like,
But it's not.
and it was like an emotional displacement thing.
Emotional displacement.
Like he was,
but
trying,
it wasn't like yeah.
But I mean, so I told him we would like have an argument that would happen. It would settle, and I'd be like, babe, you can't laugh. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna do better.
But it's just crazy because sometimes when Zandy would give me this look, I'd just be like,
exactly. So can you imagine being already on 10? So in this particular instance, I left.
You start cheesing.
Yeah, he started laughing, and then I left. And then it kind of all blew up. This was before we were married.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I left the marriage. I'm saying I left.
This is in February 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee. What goal would you feel best for you to accomplish this year? And how can I support you in that?
Cool. I think catching a rhythm with goals and parenting. Yeah, I think we're in such like an interesting time. Like it's like we have plans. We can kind of see what's on the horizon, but not really. Like even like this podcast wasn't something that we had been like planning for a long time. It was something that we just felt led to do, so we did it. But now the success of it has altered where we think we're supposed to be going in some ways. So I think just like staying in stride would be the goal.
I feel that.
Because that allows us to kind of meet the rest of our goals.
Yeah.
And then how you can support is by like probably focusing on God and focusing on us first, like when it comes to priorities. So whether that's prayer together, date night, everything else seems to settle when we're kind of locked in. So
cool. Consider it done.
We haven't been on a date in forever.
I know.
It's been crazy though.
Facts.
Thank you for helping me realize blank about myself.
Thank you for for helping me realize blank about myself. Dang.
That you have emotions.
Wait, I'm confused how this question's being posed as. So,
It's the same.
am I answering the question?
Yeah.
Or this is what I'm saying?
This is what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I thought I was trying to answer this for you.
No.
Okay. Thank you for helping me realize that emotions are important about myself. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. It's so wild how, like, I was denying myself my human experience of emotions, being bound up by, like, not processing my emotions, nor giving myself the opportunity to experience my emotions, especially being as passionate and kind of charismatic, animated kind of person. It's still interesting because you can be able to evoke all those emotions, but also you may not be able to experience them. Which is like, I guess it's kind of like acting, like this weird thing of acting where it's like, you can evoke these emotions and portray these emotions by sometimes tapping into those emotions, and then other times it's like, I don't even need to go over there to function in that way. And I just think by not engaging with my emotions, I was robbing myself of a fuller experience of life.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
One more each.
One more each.
We may even be playing this whole game wrong. We don't know.
Facts. Well, actually, what's one thing you'll do differently during our next argument?
I don't say this in a cocky way.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we argue really well. You don't think so?
No.
I don't. I've learned, and this isn't just my perspective. This is the perspective of people who have, walked with me.
I got something that I wish you would say.
What?
Are you listening to me?
But that's not even on me, though.
I know, but you said, what's one thing you'll do differently during our next argument? If you were to ask me if I was listening, I'd probably be able to be like, you know what, you're right. Way faster.
I understand that, and that's still not my work.
I know, but sometimes it helps when I get the, like, little, hey. You know what I mean?
I feel that, and I still think that, like, what you're not accounting for is how high my emotions are and how much it's taking for me to listen myself.
That's true. See, I'd be giving you a lot of credit.
You give me a lot of credit. Well, actually, you give me the wrong credit.
Facts.
Because I think because of the tools that I use, it looks like I'm less affected than I am.
That's a fact. Because in my mind, I'll be like, she cool, like, she got it.
Yeah, and I'm like, inside, I'm raging.
I'm pretty sure she's processed this in like 2.5 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what I'm trying to do is stay connected. Okay. So, and what I'm trying to do most of the time is like, how do I validate his experience and stay honest? But the strength that takes. So to also then say, can you ask me if I'm listening? Because that's going to help me listen. It's like, I can't. You know
so can you make sure the training wheels are on?
Exactly. I'm
just
like,
in case it starts looking like I'm wobbling.
Make sure you have them. Stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Make sure, yeah.
Maybe I could just do that for myself.
But something I could do differently, I truly don't know. But that's literally because of the habits we've created, not because I'm like so great.
I can't say nothing.
I think we probably need to go back to counseling.
Yeah.
Like just as a
couple, just
habit,
what's good.
So that things don't become arguments.
Facts.
But we also just don't argue that much.
By the grace of God.
Yeah. I think we can get irritated with each other, but it doesn't turn into arguments, is what I'm saying. I think.
I feel it. I don't really be getting irritated with you like that.
You always say that, and I just don't think that's true.
I really don't. It's hard to.
That can't be
It's hard to
true.
get irritated.
But I don't do it. I'm not, like, annoying.
Exactly.
I can be kind of arrogant, though.
Oh, very much so.
But that's not irritating.
I think it's just kind of just like Zandy is so Zandy.
But because you think that the facts that I'm saying are true?
I think it's like a partial truth. But sometimes it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, you're going to have to identify and learn that on your own.
That I'm arrogant?
Well, that's like the first step. But like knowing what you're arrogant about and being like, why do I feel this way and why do I carry myself in this manner? Because I feel like you can, for like the sake of conversation, let's say that someone is a certain level of like expertise at something. The arrogance that one has does not increase or decrease their expertise or excellency at this particular thing, nor does the lack thereof of that arrogance.
So the humility, like if they were humble.
Yeah, like there's still that thing, right? But I think that one of those sides is that way because they believe, like one of the sides, whether it be the arrogance or the humbleness, more so the arrogance, is that way because they feel as though whatever that arrogance is, it's either securing them some kind of way in their own self that I actually am this proficient or this like excellent at this thing. Therefore, I need to like be of that countenance when it comes to something like that. Whereas the humble person's like, oh yeah, this is what it is. And more like a humble person also acknowledges and understands that like this is obviously by the grace of God. But also it's more of a perspective thing, the arrogance and the humbleness, and not necessarily like the literal thing.
No, totally. The attitude around the thing doesn't actually change
Exactly.
the information itself.
Exactly. Which is why it's hard to be like, which is why it's hard to be like,
the information is false.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's why it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like your own perspective has to switch if you so desire that to happen. But I can't be like, you're not all that in a bag of chips.
Because the facts are the facts.
And that's why I can't say that though.
I
Because
was
like,
just finishing you.
I know, but like, because when I do say that, you're just like, instead of being like, thank you, I appreciate that. Like, I'm grateful that you think that. You know what I mean? It's a perspective thing. And I think that's just like a secret place type conversation.
Some of it is, because I like to be funny.
Facts.
You know, some of it is a little bit of a bit.
A little bit.
But I think some of it is real.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably more of an identity thing. Circling back to the question you asked earlier, where we were talking about what you didn't care about with my job and stuff. It was like the value thing, what you taught me, that question. It probably ties into that somewhere.
That's real.
All right, last one. What do you wish we did more of? And on that note, thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching the Mowry podcast. But it's not like...
It's fine.
Yeah. Yo,
that's always gonna be.
Please like and subscribe, because it could be like.
It's not.
I know, but I'm saying like.
I have no problem with them not having any context about the answer. I have no problem.
I'm not saying that I'm not absolutely happy.
I know you are, but what I'm saying is,
we always go from glory to glory. You know what I'm saying? All right. Sorry.
Please like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next time. Once again, this is a Mowry podcast. Peace.